don't look at the camera situation.
Don't address it like David Brent. Don't address the camera. Last answer question.
Fire away. Hello.
Right, then we're going to start with some really basic questions. So, just tell us a bit about yourself, tell us a bit about how you guys started out.
Chris, you can tell that one.
We were travelling musicians from a foot. No, we've all known each other for quite a while. We played in various different bands in our sort of local area for ages.
And where are you guys from?
Essex. Colchester in Essex, yeah.
Very cultured area, very nice.
It's good. And,
So you good there?
it's okay, isn't it? It's not the kind of, there's not a real emphasis on live music like there is in obviously places like this, like Brighton and London and stuff. But there's, it's kind of,
it's good for talent.
Yeah, you'll find there's a few odd venues here and there where there's a lot of kind of real big crowds of youngsters that will go and just have a laugh and pit the hell out of it kind of thing. But other than that, there's not a real kind of real push for live music.
It's not what I'd call a scene, really.
No, not at all. No.
There's a couple of clusters of little people that like live music, and that's about it.
There's a hip hop scene,
Is it?
and a grime scene, but not an alternative metal scene.
I didn't know that. But anyway, all that aside, Essex is great and all that. But and then we just Jack started up some musical activities with our drummer, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then they started writing, getting some good shit together, and then got our drummer's mate Tommy in to play bass.
Yeah.
And then actually there was another guitarist before me who played a few recordings with me, didn't he? Well, they came to me. We don't produce them originally. I did some recording for them all. So I wasn't actually in the band. We finished the record, and then the other guitarist went off travelling to Australia.
Yeah. It was kind of a weird one really, because because we'd all been in different bands before, we kind of knew how to plan it out and kind of approached it kind of a bit more professionally. So we literally got my debut EP recorded, everything kind of done beforehand. Literally, so it's a case of launching it as a kind of big project. So the other guitarist wasn't technically really in the band, was he? Because when we actually launched it, you joined, so it was kind of
true.
And to be honest with you, no, and you did a fair amount of these guitar parts on the record kind of anyway, didn't you? In the end,
Did a couple of little trinkets here and there.
But it was one of those things that fell together quite nicely, because all of our bands that we kind of gigged together and sort of broke up at the same time. I'd always played in three pieces, so I was always just the singer and guitarist, and I'd always wanted to do something a bit bigger and more epic, but never had the chance to. So I always wanted to be in this band, but just didn't know it until I was in it.
Okay, great. Alright then, now tell us a bit about your name of the band.
Sirens.
Yeah.
It's actually like a 1950s film. It's not any kind of real. We're not a band that's pretentious and kind of thought of an exact name and it means this and that. We're all big fans of films and whatnot. And there is a kind of sort of Greek mythological kind of theory of the sirens in terms of like mermaids and things like that. But this is
a retrospective view on our name, isn't it?
Yeah.
That didn't come first.
No, exactly.
Greek goddesses.
No, exactly. Yeah. No, we just wanted something that sounded quite epic to kind of reflect our sound really, and that came up, and we were all into our films. It was a 50s film or all that. Be a good band name.
That was before I joined, so I didn't have a choice.
Yeah. So that's the hardest thing. The hardest thing we've done as this band is try to name the band. I think we finished the record.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
It's a difficult choice.
Yeah. But at
the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
But now everyone just calls us Dots, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Like the worst thing.
It's what I thought out the window.
Yeah.
But
that's
okay, great. And so what other bands have you been influenced by?
I think as a collective, we're all kind of sort of stadium rockers a bit at heart. Like we're all fans of kind of Foo Fighters, and I don't know, you're a big Muse fan, just a kind of spectacle in a sense. But that kind of transcends into really heavier stuff as well, like Chris and myself kind of into Partway Drive and Periphery and stuff. But influence-wise, I think we're all certainly influenced by bands like Alexis on Fire and Deftones. Without a doubt. Chris?
You've said them all.
Oh, right.
Yeah. My roots are more in metal than that.
Yeah.
But it kind of as I sort of started playing in more different variations of bands, played in a couple of metal bands when I was younger, and the more you start kind of playing that, the more you progress and you want to do a little bit more, focus a bit more on songwriting and crafting like better songs rather than just like wicked riffs and stuff like that. So
I think also Taking Back Sunday as well, because we're a band with two singers, us two.
Yeah.
You know, despite our genres being, not completely similar.
A little more metal.
Yeah, a little bit.
How would you describe yourself? What kind of genre would you describe yourself?
I haven't got.
We've made up a genre.
We have made up a genre for our music.
Fantastic. And what's that?
Epicore. Or epiccore. No, epicore.
Epical. Yeah. Yeah, I like this.
We're an alternative rock band. You know, we've got some stuff that could easily be played on Radio 1, but we've also got some stuff that fans in the metal drummer will like. So I think one of the things that we've always tried to do as a band is try and. It's not been contrived at all. We didn't set out to be like that. And naturally, it just kind of occurred where we
genre spanners.
Yeah, I think otherwise you'll end up being a band that just sort of fades away if you stick to one specific genre. So we've kind of whilst our music kind of covers kind of all alternative genre, apart from rap metal.
Yeah, I think we haven't found the right opportunity to put rap in just yet. We are. I think our bassist would like us to.
Yeah, our bassist is a real.
He put a bit of scratching on
really?
it.
Our bassist loves Tommy. He loved. He loves
a little bit of hip hop, doesn't he?
Yeah.
A little bit of new metal.
Yeah.
That's where he's from.
Yeah.
It's like something to look into in the future then?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
This fails, we'll just become a Brighton.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
And what about the other bands here today? Do you know much about any of them? Do you recommend that kids go see any one of them?
Yes.
We I can't remember if we played with or just seen, but maybe saw it or Wicked when we saw they played down our way before.
Yeah.
And would recommend really, especially for fans of Paramore.
And one of the bands that were meant to be playing today, probably should give a mention.
Yeah, we pulled out unfortunately. It was supposed to be opening. Who's driving? Bears driving. Another local band to us.
If you like your kind of pop punk stuff, they're really good. I think they're going to do really well actually if they carry on progressing the rate they are.
Yeah. But unfortunately, rather sadly, I haven't heard any others, which is why I'm looking forward to the show even more.
Hey!
Yeah, great. Alright then, now do you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
This is going to be
Personally or as a band?
Personally.
I've got a bit of holiday weight I need to shift, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just a bit of a look at that.
Is that your
That kind of band.
I didn't make one, I've got to be honest with you, because I would never stick to it. So I'm pretty boring, to be honest. I'm useless. I'll try and lose a little bit of weight with Jack, but
Yeah,
I've got a
do
lot of
it together,
weight.
Chris.
I like it. Weight Watchers.
Yeah, definitely. We can have some points. It's a point system, isn't it?
It is a point system indeed, yeah.
Everyone loves a point system.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, and what was the highlight of last year for you guys as a band?
I think from a kind of media perspective, the press we got really, we're kind of fortunate to get quite a lot of press in some really good magazines, and that kind of gave us a lot of momentum in terms of keeping touring.
Finding out that there's nice people in the press.
Definitely, yeah.
It's really nice as well. It's quite refreshing.
Yeah.
You know, like as a new band trying to break through, kind of doing it by itself without any like financial backing from anyone else and stuff like that. It's such a battle trying to get people to even listen to it. You know what I mean? So, firstly, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, of course.
It's kind of so. If you're a rich band and you've got money that people can throw at you, you can literally take £3,000, go to a press agent and buy your way into Kerrang and Rock Sound and Metal Hammer and stuff like that. But it's nice to know there are people out there who've listened to us in the press and gone, actually, you really like these guys. I'm gonna, they've not got loads of money, whatnot. Give them a helping hand. I think that's the highlight. That and like
making our way through the snow. And the last tour we did was quite fun.
Did a full UK tour towards the end of last year when there was more.
Chose the worst period. We chose the worst period of time
in 50 years.
In 50 years to tour, which we're quite proud of. I think if we'd set ourselves that challenge, I don't think we would have been able to predict it.
No.
So I'm quite glad that we soldiered through.
That was good. I mean, talking about your previous question about the scene. I mean, up north it's just a different world. People just don't care about the snow. Oh, there's a bit of rain. They just get out there, and it's much better scene. Much better kind of atmosphere to play music in, definitely. I mean, we played some awesome venues last year as well, like the O2 in Birmingham and stuff, which was just like a bit odd for us. I mean, we've only been going since last year was kind of our first proper year as a band, really. So we kind of recorded in 2009 and stuff. And to go from kind of playing little kind of venues in our hometown to playing O2 in Birmingham, where you've got your own fridge and your own shower, and that, it's like, this is odd.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, I welcome it. I'm willing to have a shower in my dressing room. But that was definitely a highlight. And I mean, this year already, I think it's only January, and we've kind of done all of that more.
We've got some really good stuff lined up for the release as well. So we've got a new EP coming out on the 14th.
Alright, you want to tell me about that?
Yeah. Kiss from Nix is the title of it. Self-produced and stuff again, which we're pretty proud of. We're pleased with how it's come out.
Out February the 14th worldwide.
It certainly is, yeah.
iTunes, Amazon, all of that lot, all of your
Regular
downloads,
digital outlets. They should be on Spotify as well for those that haven't got much money to still have a little listen.
And if you want the physical one, you get it off our kind of online store and whatnot as well.
But yeah, no, we're chuffed with that really. It's the first kind of. Because the first record we did was like, it wasn't really a collaborative approach at songwriting, because we hadn't really formed the band properly, had we then? Yeah. This latest one, Kiss and Nicks, has been pretty cool, because we've written a lot of the stuff together in one way or another. It seems to have worked really well. We're really pleased with it.
And it's going down really well in the press, which is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's always good, because if it didn't, it wouldn't be good.
No,
so it means
we'd still be proud of it, but it's situational and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
it's good to know that other people think it's good other than us. So.
Yeah, that's always assuring.
Alright, fantastic. Okay, we have some stupid questions.
Yes,
brilliant.
I've done about 5 interviews for various magazines and stuff, and every question's been the same. So. Other than like you've done, so anything stupid would be brilliant.
Okay, yeah. Well, we always like to have some really stupid questions. Okay, and one thing that there's a lot of your fans, if they're teenage girls, are likely to be interested in, what's your opinion on Twilight?
Yeah. Oh no.
Very good.
Do you know what?
Don't you dare. You were going to say
this make me a homosexual?
Well,
definitely.
Does it?
Yes.
Do you know what? I actually don't mind it, but I'm a bit of a sucker for cheesy shit. I kind of, it's a love-hate thing. I despise it on one hand because the acting's appalling.
It's the worst acting in the world.
Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? Have you got any alliance?
Do you know what? No, I don't.
What? No.
No, not really. I think Jacob's abnormally ripped for a kid of what it was.
11.
I think there's steroids involved.
Despite being the youngest in the band, even I'm too old to get indulged in that kind of team. But like, people wearing t-shirts and everything, weren't they? Like, you wear a t-shirt.
Of course.
Do you?
I just think scenes like I can't remember which one of the trilogy.
The one at the end of the first one when she's in the hospital. Yeah, I've been made to watch them.
Okay.
But she's, when he's about to
certain female influences, perhaps.
No,
I feel watching habits.
I don't enjoy it. I don't get it. No, don't understand it. Even if you looked at it from a kind of creative point of view, I think it's really poorly directed. The CGI in it is terrible as well.
Do you reckon we've gone too far?
No.
Is this that we're delving in a bit too far?
How about the editing? We're not talking about the editing. It's short and sweet. It's a pile of rubbish, I think.
Fair enough. And I'm on the fence. I enjoy it, but I wouldn't go out of my way
from here to here
to buy it. What in your expectation? Respect just gone down.
That's bad anyway. But let's talk about.
Go on, next one. Next ridiculous question.
Okay, next ridiculous question. Oh yeah, so have you guys had any crazy fan experiences yet, or are you looking forward to some?
We've had tattoos.
Have you?
Have we?
Sean.
Oh yes! How can we forget?
Yeah.
Sean.
One of the
best fan in the universe.
Yeah, I'd say he was our best fan. I love him. He one of the tracks of our first EP called Juniper. We don't believe in something invisible just to make us feel hope. He got tattooed on his arm. That's quite crazy. That's quite weird and odd. Other than just the usual, having lots of photos taken with young girls and stuff, that's just standard. Yeah.
I don't know any photos. Where have you been?
Everywhere.
Oh,
all over. Chris, that's why he needs to get involved. He needs to get out with the band.
I'll let you.
Man the merch stall, yeah.
I say I normally pack away. I'm a doer.
No, to be fair, when we finish a show, my job is to just go and mill around with people, kind of thing. So I probably see that side of it more than you, don't I?